Tana, did you hear about the new Paisanos deal? More pizza, less dough. Medium, one topping, $5.99. Are you out of your mind?
I'm going to order it right now, buddy. What's the code?
Yes, $5.99 pizza. Hurry up, man. Press in. I'm hungry.
I'm on it, buddy. I'm on it.
Coming up on the Santana Moss Show podcast, we'll talk about where Tana's been because you know he's been everywhere. And we'll break down every angle of the Redskins' first preseason game from Case Keenum to Jimmy Moreland.
And we had to give my boy AB a L for those dungeons. Oh, my God. The Santana Moss Show starts now.
It's a Santana Moss Show. Number 89, hustle all the time. Travis on the right, hot mic on the left. Every single week, it's a lyrical fact.
Hey, turn up, Tana. Someone wrote in my comments that they be turning up to how I start every show.
Bro, this song alone will have you turning up. We were just talking about that backstage, man. You know, me and Brittany was just saying that this song is really catchy.
When we were gone for a couple weeks this summer and we came back and we did a fresh episode, I came on this joint with the Juvie intro. I said, oh, you tired of the greatest hits, huh? You need a new episode, huh? You ain't scared, huh? Santana Moss Show podcast, Travis Thomas, 8 to the 9, Santana Moss. How you doing, papi?
What's up, brother?
Hey, man, I've been seeing you everywhere, bro. First of all, I don't need to ask where you've been this time because I see it. First of all, I would like to thank you on behalf of Instagram and all the people who follow you for the movies that you're making nowadays. Tana used to I've watched you grow, bro. Tana just used to post pictures like chilling here, right? And you'd write your little comment. Now, every time you put something out for where you've been, it's a movie. I seen you at a kickball game. I knew you won because I saw you kick the hell out the damn ball, and then I seen a trophy. Then I seen you on TV with me.
I grown, man.
Then I seen you on TV with me really all week, killing it.
Yeah, man. You know,
you're doing it.
It's
changed.
I like being busy, man. I like being busy. You know, they say when folks retire and they sit and just, you know, crumble into and then whatever the little cone they put themselves into. I don't want to be him. I don't want to be that guy that just decay out of nowhere because I'm not doing anything. But I stay busy. I told you one of the things that I support is just, you know, being that staple in the community. So when I'm called upon, I got to be there. I got to show my face. I got to give the love back to the area that has been given to me. You
know what Clinton Portis told me? He said, man, I don't want to be as busy as Santana.
Well, hey, we all have our different reasons, man. So, you know, that's why Tana do what he do and the way I do it. I don't do it like nobody else but me. You know what I'm saying? And I tip my hat off to whoever doing that thing because at the end of the day, whatever ticks, you know, make you tick, don't make me. You know, but like you said, you saw me at the celebrity kickball game. That celebrity kickball game was put on by Lee Bowden. He was a former NFL player.
I remember him.
I believe he got a championship, if I'm not mistaken, with the Pats.
Yeah.
You know, it was bringing awareness to the suicide prevention. What else? I have it on my card here, and it also brought awareness to mental health. So it was a lot of people showed up. You name it. Quicksilver.
I saw Sonny in the City was out there.
Trust me, I will forget a lot of these names. You know, I have brain freezes all the time. I should have wrote them down. But it was a great event. And it was something that when me and Carmen left the event, it was like, who would have known kickball would be something that people would show up to. So it might be something that we have to piggyback on, you know, because we do so much for the communities and different charities. We always trying to, you know, find new ways or create new ideas so we can get people out to support things.
You still got it too, dog, because you kicked the hell out of the ball, and I saw you base run.
I'm feeling it, though. You know, I was just telling someone the other day, I say, man, I work out every day. I get my cardio in. I hit the weights. I don't hit them as hard as I hit them because I have to just keep the tone, do everything light but a lot of reps. Shout out to Swayze. He told me to do things like that. And my dog, Mel. And when I got a chance to really, you know, be in that, you know, that creative, I mean, not creative, but that environment when I'm being that athlete all over again, being that guy that's competitive, you know, competitive and motivated to go out there and win, I say, man, I understand what it is like to push it when you're not really trying to push it. Because I told myself I'm going to go out there and kick the ball and I'm just going to scoot across the base here and there. Man, I really was out there trying to break my neck to get across the home plate. So it was fun. It was a fun outing. On the other note, I went to Waldorf, Maryland.
Oh, you down my neck of the woods.
Waldorf, Maryland, showed up at this Tri-County borough. It was a bunch of kids, man, and this place, where a lot of the kids go at. So I believe it's after school and before school.
Mm-hmm.
They host a lot of kids there, and they just do a lot of great things from. And one of the kids told me there's never been anybody to come out here and see us. Yeah. So I was glad to be able to be there and support whatever they had going on, just to show my face, Someone called me, gave me a call, gave me a holler, and said, "Hey, this is what's going on. Would you like to attend?" I could do it. I have the time in my schedule. So I did that, and last but not least, it's been a movement that Safeway and Fox 5 and Washington Redskins has been on school spirit, supporting school spirit, investing into our youth, investing into the kids in our community. They host a rally in D.C. at the Safeway in D.C., Northwest D.C., and I was there, and we actually got a PSA that's been going around on Fox 5, so you can catch me on a little PSA, and it's talking about just supporting our youth, man, supporting everything that's going on by investing into our children. Like I say so much, children is our future, and that's one of the reasons why I give my time, because I believe if they have somebody that they can look at as influential or somebody that's positive in the area that they can really touch, then they have a purpose. They have a reason to say they can do the same thing. So that's another reason why I give the way I give with my time, because I feel like I was a guy that was fortunate, had people around me that kind of almost scared me straight from wanting to do wrong.
People that were doing wrong.
They was doing wrong, one, and then some of the people that was not doing what they wanted to do, but knew that if I believe in myself and like they believed in me, I can have anything and anything I want. So having those folks in my life, have me being the guy that I am today for the kids that don't have those people in their life.
Well, I think it's dope what you do for the kids all over the place. But I will say this. Now that you've been to Waldorf, Maryland, can you tack on, do you think you could tack on 45 minutes and go further south? And we do a homecoming for me in St. Mary's County, and I bring you down there.
Yeah.
Now, can we make that happen? Hey, Podcast Village, can we make that happen? We can make that a movie. We will take Tana back to my hometown, show him around St. Mary's County, and have him talk to the kids down there, and we'll do it all for the podcast.
Put it on the calendar.
Go ahead and make that done.
I'm there.
All right, Tana, I want to talk about the 30-10 beatdown that the Browns put on the Skins in preseason game number 1, but I want to start here. I've noticed that in the past, let's call it 2 or 3 seasons, where I've noticed it. It's probably been happening longer, but I've really noticed the past 2 or 3 seasons, the NFL preseason is a horrible product. It is bad football. The preseason's never been great anyway because the games don't count. But particularly nowadays, the product sucks. I think it's because no one plays anymore. I feel like in your era, all you guys played. Am I wrong, or my eyeballs telling me the truth, what I've seen?
You're not wrong. I think, just watching last night's performance from the Skins, I didn't like the fact that I saw the tools out there on defense from the start of the game. I didn't like the fact on the offensive side, you had young guys like Terry McLaurin that I think I want to see a lot of, at least 10 to 15 plays of, only played 1 snap, I believe. So you want to see these guys play. I remember all the way up to my last year, I played. I gave the team at least 10 snaps. Even when I moved to the slot with the ones, we still went out there and had 10 to 15 snaps that first preseason game. So, the Redskins, one of the things that I get pissed off with them about, because you are what you put out there. If you're going to go out there and set the tone of your season and your preseason by not playing your guys, one of the things that I would appreciate, if you go out there and play guys and things happen with injuries or something, it happens. It happens in the game.
Football.
But trying to prevent them by not playing, that is not the way to go. So I didn't like what I saw. But at the same time, like I say, it's the first preseason game. To me, preseason is practice. It's a glorified practice. It's a practice that you get to do amongst someone else and in front of everybody, TV, fans in the stands. But it's practice. And the thing I liked about what transpired last night is just guys getting a chance to put something on tape that they can really build off of.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so this is how I want to wrap up the game. I took some notes during the game last night, and it was literally the way I did it, Tana. I just jotted down whatever came in my head, okay? I'm going to read these to you, and then I'm going to get your reaction. I wrote, hot knife through butter. I know the big dogs didn't play, But damn it, man. I literally wrote this. Injuries have proven you must have depth. That's going to what you're saying already, I think. No one's playing, right? Baker Mayfield went down there, no problem. I wrote no time, offensive line, holding penalties, unprepared. That's on Gruden to me. I wrote Keenum looks vet-like when he tied the game up. Jimmy Moreland feels ready for prime time. I wrote good versus bad Haskins. Arm versus decision-making. I wrote arm greater than decision-making. 2 interceptions tonight were his fault. Then I was watching around the league, right? And I saw Kyler Murray just dropping dimes. Daniel Jones played well too. So I wrote, in the QB arms race, Kyler Murray and Daniel Jones are ahead of Haskins. Haskins needs more time to develop. Your thoughts from my notes?
Well, if we talk about just Haskins, he's the guy who we want to talk about. I'm sure he probably wasn't pleased with his performance because of the 2 interceptions, but everything other than that, I was pleased with it. I was pleased that he got the reps.
Arm strength.
I was pleased that he got hit. I was pleased that he got a chance to really go out there and be the guy, and lead those guys down the field. But when you watch those throws, you can say decision-making. And then also when you look at the mechanics, he showed on both of those throws that he didn't really step into his throw like he should.
Footwork.
Yeah, footwork was very key, especially on that wheel route. The wheel route was almost like a flat, like he threw it into the flats. And you knew it was just a wheel route, an easy wheel route. If he would have stepped into his back foot and threw that thing over the guy's head, plays like that, who knows where the safety was at and what he was trying to do. So not being a quarterback, I don't try to speak too long on, why they did the things that they did. But I do believe that, he probably wasn't pleased with his performance. But he showed enough for me to say that now you take that and grow from it, When we go besides that, having the second team out there on defense, playing zone, being vanilla. Preseason's about being vanilla, not showing too much, but show your guys. I didn't appreciate that. Put those front 4 out there. Get their offensive line on them because they had a tempo like no other, and we was just sitting out there catching everything. We was sitting in a position
reacting
to catch.
Yeah,
catch position. Like you make the play, we gonna catch you.
Right.
We gonna sit here and wait for you, and it was wide open. Baker Mayfield went down that field like Baker Mayfield should have, but at the same time, we should have put our ones out there and gave Baker Mayfield more to work for his money. You know what I mean? Like, just going out there in the preseason looking good against the 2s isn't what Baker Mayfield wanted to do. He wanted to go out there and be really battled. He wanted to be tested.
I got to ask you something. Talk about the O-line, but also talk about, okay, if we're talking about Haskins fundamentals not really there, is this a Jay Gruden? I mean, those are 2 things. Couldn't I argue? If your offensive line seems unprepared, I know they're not great. I know the Trent thing. I get it. But if they're getting stupid-ass penalties, can I say that's preparation on both your quarterback and your O-line? That's Jay Gruden.
No, it's not Jay. And to be honest with you, he probably would take the blame because of what we do, and we're going to put it on the quarterback or put it on the head coach. But it's not Jay. You've played football for so long now, all these guys. When I saw Flowers go out there and hold that guy, one of the things that we understand as football players, there's someone being held every play, whether you believe it or not. But it's a way to do things. As an offensive lineman, one of the things that Trevor Maddox said last night on NBC Sports on our show, Kickoff, pregame and postgame, he said, as offensive linemen, a lot of the times when you hold, it's because your steps wasn't together to where you can get there because you're going to hold anyway. But if your steps are on point, you have a chance to hold on to that guy enough to where it's harder for him to get to the position that he wants to be at. So you know when to let him go because now by the time he gets to the position, because your step is on point, the guy who you blocking for has already passed you and you did your job. When you look at the holding call from Flowers, that's just being dumb.
Right.
And, Flowers a guy from the University of Miami, man, and, like, he's a guy that I'm pretty sure, man, that he knows this. Like, you have to step up, bro. Like, it's not going to be – one of the things that I hate about our game is people get chances that don't deserve chances.
Right.
Don't be that guy to get a chance that don't deserve it. You know what I mean? Because when you have opportunity in a lifetime, he's big as crap, played the position, regardless of what position they're trying to play him at. Look, as a receiver, I might be a Z. But guess what? I need to learn X. I need to learn Gator. I need to learn everything that I can to be efficient enough for my team when they need me. as an offensive lineman. If you play tackle, they want to try you at guard. Wherever they put you at, you play this position or play something similar for your entire life. It's all about doing your job. So when I saw him hold, I didn't have a problem with the hold, but I had a problem with how long he held on.
Yeah, it was too
and I'm
blatant.
like, bro, you should know it's a point in your peripheral. When you feel that guy done got to his point,
right,
you should have just pushed the guy, because now you're showing that, okay, I'm getting in there. As long as I'm tight enough, I'm holding on. Boom. Let me let go.
Release. Yeah.
As a receiver, we have to hold the
Same
DB.
thing.
We don't get in there and just patty cake the whole way around, and that guy just get blocked. No, you get in there, you bump heads a little bit, and you find a way to grab a shirt a little bit. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. Push him to the way that you want him to go. So now you know I did my job. If the guy haven't got past me by now, you can't fault me for that block.
That's right.
Offensive linemen know that. He knows that. I have a bone with him because you see him at times when he gets called penalties. Watch his film from years with the Giants and even who he was with last year. I forgot the team. He grimps about it, like as if he's almost surprised. Don't be surprised. You did it. But at the same time, there's ways to do it. And I'm not saying you can't do it. I believe in you. You're a Hurricane. You know, we bleed the same thing.
Can't you call the homie and get him on point? He from down there, ain't he?
I can't teach you how to do something that you know how to do better than me. You know what I mean? I can't teach you what to do or tell you what to do. You know better. Yeah. So this stuff it's not new. So when I see him in that situation, I kind of say, you know what, you're finna be without a job soon, because you can't make those kind of mistakes trying to make a team, trying to be a difference maker for a team that needs a guy to fill in that void, that's needed so bad. Then right behind him, the next guy, Christian, he goes and have a holding call. And then I believe it was hold, and then it was third down. We had 2 penalties, and they just said, hey, you know what, we're going to decline them just so they can punt. Stuff like that can be on the coach, and the coach got to, take heed to it and say, hey, look here, maybe I'm not doing something with you guys that I need to do.
Right.
So when I see these things come up or happen throughout practice, now I'm going to punish you for it.
Yeah.
Coaches don't want to do that, man. And that's the only thing that I have a bone to pick with players when it comes down to stuff like that, because I was a guy that was so anal about penalties and just stuff being taken away from me. Even at times when I was being held or I could push off a guy, I didn't do it because I said I'd rather not make that play because I just wasn't able to make the play.
Sure.
I'm not going to push him to make the play knowing it's going to be a penalty on me. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I'm not serving myself a purpose that's going to benefit me or the team. Because if I make this catch, oh, man, they took it back from me. I made that play. No, I didn't, because I had to push off to do so.
Right.
Same way as an offensive lineman. If you have to hold that long to make that play happen, you already got beat. So you might as well get beat and let that guy counter or make a move and make something else out of that play. So that's why I have a bone to pick with guys that does that. And I hate to see it repeatedly from people that been playing long enough to know better.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. I will tell you this. I do feel like the Browns tried to pick on Jimmy Moreland because he's small, and that kid was ready.
Jimmy got so – I keep saying that because all I think about is the Dream Girls, and Eddie Murphy was Jimmy, and he came out there.
We are Dream Girls.
Jimmy got so. Jimmy went out that thing. Jimmy dropped his pants and everything.
He damn sure did.
Jimmy Moreland went out there and did. Look, coming into the game last night, the show, they asked me, we was in the little production meeting. Yeah. They asked me who was the guy that I was going to speak on. We didn't even get to it in our show, in our pregame warm-up. And I said, well, Jimmy Moreland is the guy who I'm going to pick out to be. He's my guy. First of all, he's a Florida boy.
Yeah.
From Belgrade, not that far from Miami, probably an hour away from us. The Muck, them boys out there, they breed them a little different over there. That's where, Anquan Bolden and all those boys from. They breed them a little different over there. My cousin James Jackson, you name it. A lot of special talent come from out of that area. Next door to them is Immokalee, where Edgerrin James. Next door is Fort Myers, where Javon Curse and Deion Sanders from. All that is one little circle of people there. Philip Buchanan, all those guys from that area. So they breed them a little different in that area. They raise rabbits and do all stuff like that. So just knowing that he's from that area, just knowing his drive and his passion, I asked him last night about his heart. What is it like to be from where you're from? And, they speak about how he's playing and his size and all that. But I'm like, I see something more. It's your heart. It's what you have going. And he said, man, it's because where I'm from, the Muck, Belle Glaze, it's hard to make it out of there. You got to be mentally strong and physically strong. When he said that, I just like, you know what I mean? Because it meant something to me.
Yes, sir.
'Cause I understand where he's coming from. And that's why the guy go out there and make plays, man. We've been talking about this kid since we drafted him.
Yeah.
About his knack for being around the ball. First preseason game, out of all the guys that I watched play, even Haskins, this guy seemed to be already like he's been here before. So he's going to be a guy that I circle every week. I got to circle him because from the standpoint of where we missing guys in the secondary outside of Dunbar, who still has to prove himself as a starter. Yeah, he was injured last year, but like you say, what have you done for me lately?
Correct.
So he still has to prove himself. I believe Dunbar's a baller.
I like
Straight
him.
out, I love him. So I know he's going to come up and ball. All I've been hearing is good things in the preseason about him as far as training camp. You have Norman. Norman is Norman. He's not going to be your shutdown corner that's going to cover everybody, put him man-to-man. No, but he's a guy that has played on a high level for a long time. As long as you put the right guys in front of him, let him do what he does. Then you have on the back end, you have Landon, you have Nicholson. We've been trying to find this guy in the slot who's going to cover these slot receivers. Fabian Moreau might be the guy. Who knows?
Right.
But I think
They haven't had one since Fuller,
they haven't
right?
had one. And Fabian has some good numbers. He has good film on playing guys in that position. Outside of the guys on the outside, he hasn't been, recorded as doing a greater job or a great job at all.
Right.
Jimmy Moreland has a chance to really solidify a position in that secondary. And I think the more and more he get a chance to play, especially in his preseason, it's only going to build his confidence up. We already seen what we've already been raping on and talking about when it comes to his knack for being on the ball and his interceptions,
Right.
the ones that he ran back. But just to see a guy go out there, be put in that situation on the goal line and be thrown that 2 or 3 different times and having pass breakups back to back and then coming in there, sticking his shoulder in there and causing a fumble, man, exceptional job. And I think he's a kid that we all should watch.
Yes.
So if you're not a big fan of the Redskins, but you're a big fan of the SMS show, you want to stay tuned and watch a guy like Jimmy Moreland because I believe that he's going to be somebody that we can look at down the road. Now,
Yes.
I know this is far and it's thinking ahead, but we have some great corners that we've kind of put our hats on, and one of them is a Hall of Famer.
No doubt.
And he was a little guy.
He was a small dude,
He was a fast
and he was
guy.
feisty.
I don't know. I don't want to be, giving Jimmy too much, but I believe that just what he showed me, what his motivation is alone, it makes me believe that he has more to show us.
And Bluefoot, Sean Springs told me he thinks Jimmy Moreland will be the best corner on this team soon. I said, this year? He said, no, soon. I said, okay. I left it there. Tana, I want to get to taking L's, but I want you to have the last word on this. You have been big. You've been banging the drum, really, and hey, look, Haskins is going to be fine. That's a future, but you need to let the veterans play this year. To me, so Haskins sits, and Case Keenum looks like the starter. Did I see that properly in preseason game 1? That's the guy to start, right?
Him or either Colt. Right now, Colt
Okay.
is penciled in as the starter, but Colt, was a healthy stretch because he's coming. He's recovering still from that broken leg last year, and I didn't expect Colt to go out there and show anything. But the one thing Colt has to prove is that he's not injury prone and he can be the starter. Colt's my guy. I love him, and I saw so much from him, especially playing on the scout team with him my last year. When they ain't had the old GOAT out there playing, and like I wanted to, I went out there with the scout team with Colt. Man, come on, let's go out here and give our one some good looks. And Colt's a guy he can ball. I just want Colt to settle down a little bit. I want him to settle down because just for me, outside looking in, and maybe I'm wrong, Colt. It's at times when I see him get the opportunity. He's a guy chopping at the bits. He wants it so bad to where he gets out there, he's antsy. He's almost like that guy, blow my gasket.
Right.
And I've saw that time and time again, and we saw that last year with the injury. Like, that injury is one of those injuries like, how did you break your leg doing that? Yeah, I fall down, my leg flops over, somebody runs right into my knee. So he just has some bad luck when it comes to, getting hurt and having those injuries. But right now, he's a starter for a reason on paper because he knows everything. He knows the system well enough. Now, in order for him to hold on to that, he has to go out there and show it in his game. And if you give Case Keenum these reps now and he continues to grow on these reps, Case Keenum can wing it. And one of the things I liked about yesterday's performance is that even though we saw some missed throws, but when they messed up, he made them pay.
He did.
every quarterback doesn't see that. I've been in those situations where a guy messed up, wrong read, they blew a coverage, and the quarterback still patting the ball. I've been there numerous of times. Case Keenum saw it, made the play. So when you got a guy that can do that and has been known to be a gunslinger, you can't be sitting down recovering. You got to be out there putting in those reps. So coach the guy right now. I believe in him, but I also believe that Case Keenum is a guy that can really be easily put in that starting position if things go well enough for him this preseason.
For taking L's, we're going Antonio Brown's feet. But let me set the table. On TV, Santana Moss and I did a show called Training Camp Daily on NBC Sports Washington. And we did the story, and we showed a picture, a close-up of Antonio Brown's frostbitten feet, in which Santana Moss said on television.
I was caught off guard.
It popped up in Tana's face. He wasn't expecting it, and Tana said, "Oh, Lord."
Hey, I had to pull my Travis out my hat. You know what I mean? I was caught off guard because them dungeons weren't looking right, man. You know, the boy claws was messed up.
It sounded so good to me. I said, "Tana, what'd you say?" He said, "Oh, Lord."
I had to say it again. But
that's some ugly-ass feet,
to his defense,
bro.
Man, to his defense, we give him your L, AB. We give him your L for that one. But honestly, man, look.
Can we cuss on this show? Because his feet are up.
Hey, it's for Hard Knocks, and it's crazy because I know AB. I know he wants to get out there and be practicing, but damn, that's what's holding him out. When I saw that, I was like, damn. I see why it's an undisclosed injury. What is that,
also,
man?
So you know those cryo chambers.
Yeah.
How do you get frost?
So
You're not wearing shoes? Like, what are you doing,
I've never
bro?
been in one. I've been invited to do one in Ashburn, I believe. And I believe B. Mitch and Julie went and did it without me. They said that they put on these kind of furry kind of slippers.
Yeah, right?
But they said that AB went out the country and used one. And when you do things out of the country, they do it the way they do it. You know, I'm pretty sure those folks ain't running on those toes or using their feet the way he's going to use his. And I believe when he came out, man, that he left his feet behind.
You ain't lying. I wish he
The
did.
bottom of it,
Man, I never want to see them again.
Yeah, man,
Get well soon, AB. We need you, bro.
Yeah, I want to see some action, man. I got to see 8-4 light it up on Hard Knocks a couple of times before the season starts.
You watch it yet?
Haven't watched it yet.
I checked it out. It's good.
I watched a couple of clips from him, and he like he's doing his thing, so you can tell the practices that he did. Try to go out there.
He can run in a straight line, they
but
said.
That cut
He can't cut.
So, AB, give you a little help with that. I had blisters on the bottom of my toes also, but it was like on the ball of my feet. And they have this kind of jelly-like thing that they put on the bottom of my feet just so I can practice with it. So, not sure if they have enough to put on your whole foot, but I literally will cut this stuff out, put across my blisters, wrap it up, then put my foot in the sock. Did it last the whole entire practice? No. It wasn't as wet as it would be if I just put a sock on. So what I would do after practice, I will, and then also I wore Chaclintas. I mean, if anybody know what Chaclintas is, they the little thong sandals. I wore those to keep the air.
The Air Jesuses.
Air Jesus, baby. Had a little jump man Jesus. No, but honestly, I wore those to make sure that I didn't keep I had to keep my feet dry.
Right.
And then when I go home, I would sit in front of a fan. Put a fan. I
Air
bought
them
a fan
things
because
out.
you don't even have fans no
Right.
more. I bought a fan just to put in front of my feet so I can just keep it dry. So maybe, I'm sure he got all kind of remedies. AP has a team of guys working on him, but that's what I would do, man. But when I saw his feet the other day, they look like they're drying out. So, it's preseason right now. I know they want him out there. Everybody want to see him. He's that new Ferrari there. Everybody wants to ride. And eventually he'll be out there. So just get them feet well, man.
AB, take Tana's advice and also call an old priest and a young priest because your feet need an exorcism. And on that note, it's a wrap. Santana Moss Show podcast. Holy moly donut shop. Peace.
Oh, man.
It's a Santana Moss Show. Number 89, hustle all the time. Travis on the right, hot mic on the left. Every single week, it's a lyrical fact.